Peace, everyone. How you feeling? How you feeling? We are here and we are ready. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday, happy Schmoney Mondays. How you feeling? Hey. Hey. We're starting a little later this week. And ultimately, over the next probably few weeks, we might be starting a little bit later on Mondays because Cammy has practice. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And we will be hopping in the Zoom after this for the after show. So if you would like to get a personal reading and get a card pull, you can join us by joining my Patreon. How was my full moon? You know, I didn't necessarily feel this full moon. To be honest with you, I'm still recovering from Mercury in fucking retrograde because that last fucking week of Mercury in retrograde took me out. You hear me? You hear me? So it was recovering. I was recovering. Thank you. I need a comb. Okay. I don't even know what that means, baby. Like, I hope, because it's giving abusive. It's giving domestic violence. That's what it's giving. Hola, ¿cómo estás? See, I don't know if like nature pause. Hi, how are you? Now I don't know if you actually said dijo hola because that's what I was responding to, or if that's just my phone. Alrighty. Let's get into this. Oh, so then you gotta go because so it's domestic violence and you a pedophile. Oh, all right. And we're going to there we go. Because I don't even know what that means. Like, the fuck? Oh, okay. He said that's my Spanish. Simba said that's your Spanish as phone. Because what we see is hello. So then why are you here? The fuck? Where are my moderators? Like, fucking weirdo. Go fucking throw up then. Gah, gah. The fuck? Gag. Oh my god. I make you gag. I make you gag. Thank you, Simba. Child, because they can't handle my black ass, beautiful ass. That's what they can't handle. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you want to book a reading, you could do so. Just click the link on my channel. I didn't put it in my in the description, but if you want to book a reading, you could do so. conjuredxcoco.com is where you can book a reading. But in this space right here, like for you, sometimes I get in the mood and I just pull cards. But if you want to get a card pull, you can also join the Patreon and we do that afterwards. Everybody that joins the Patreon gets a card pull. But stay to the end and I might just fuck around and pull some. All right, let's see. Or if you just want to cash at me and want to gift it, that's what that's fine too. Coco Alexa. It's my name. Alrighty, let's see what Spirit has for us this week. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Coco Alexa, and I am a tarot reader and medium, and I'm a realtor. So come by a house with me. Let's see what Spirit has for us for this week. Whoa, okay. Got the Lover's card popping up. Spirit, we call upon your mercy with love and light and for the greater good of all involved. What is it that we need to know for this week for our greater good and with love and light, Spirit? Yes, I feel it too. It's getting hot. What is it that we need to know for this week for all involved? Lovers. I'm hearing Spirit say something about like this feels really, really specific. I don't know, but if this resonates with you, please let me know. If you are in here, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Yes, I hopped on here a little late tonight. Baby girl got practice Monday evening, so all right, let's see. So what I was going to say was that felt really, really specific was some of you are, I heard the word acceptance. I heard the word acceptance really, really loud. And it feels like somebody is finally, even though they have been kicking and screaming and they've been very stubborn and they've been very unmoving, you are finally accepting your path, or you are finally accepting where you're at, or you're finally accepting that, like, okay, this is what it is, and now I gotta move this way, like, and you are still a little hesitant, and you are still a little maybe even a little confused by this path, but you know that it's there for you. You know it's for you, and it's the only path that you can take. I'm hearing that really, really loudly. It's the only path that you can take. You don't really have a choice here. This isn't the way that you were. This isn't the way that you thought you were going to get where you are trying to go. But I'm hearing spirit say, but this is the avenue that you need to take. This is the avenue that you need to take. And it's you're in this space, and it's like I see this stance where you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it like that. I don't want to do it like that. Like, but there are lessons, there are teachings, there are people, there are experiences that you need in order for you to be prepared for where you're trying to go now. Okay. So you might not like how it looks. You might not like how it feels, but if you accept it, then you'll understand more is what I'm hearing. Something like if you accept it, you'll understand more. Oh. Jackie said, I knew I was going to leave my job, but I didn't know everyone was going to piss me off to repel me out of there. It's getting weird. Yeah. And you know, right, we have been getting a lot of surprises here, right, where we are. Like, we've been getting a lot of surprises. We've been getting a lot of like, whoa. Like, I gotta do something different. Wait a minute, this isn't what I expected, you know. It's, and I've been saying this, it's very 2020 energy. It's very, very 2020 energy. In the sense of the unexpected, in the sense of I thought I was doing one thing and now I'm forced to do something else. I don't necessarily like it like this. Like, I don't like it like this, but maybe this is what's best. And you know, for some of you who this really resonates with, think about what happened in 2020 and those shifts that happened that were very unexpected and you weren't necessarily looking forward to that. But when you're looking back, hindsight, like when you're looking back at hindsight, what did it give to you that you weren't necessarily looking for, but damn, I'm actually glad that happened, you know? I'm glad that it worked out that way. Then you might not have liked how it felt per se, and you weren't necessarily thinking like, oh, this is what's going to happen, but like, all right. So this week is definitely giving some very strong intuitive hits. It's giving some very strong downloads, okay? In the center of this reading, you are getting the High Priestess, okay? And the High Priestess is like, listen, my third eye is open. Those of you who did a full moon ritual, that full moon ritual is going to hit, okay? Not I had a tree fall on my house. Can we not? I don't think those same things are happening, y'all. But I do think that there are going to be it's going to be something. It might be something that throws you off a little bit, and you're just like, this was not on my bingo card, but here we are, like that. Those kind of things. So, but that was crazy when that happened. Oh my god.
I'm so proud.
Oh my god, y'all.
Okay, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but I really do have news. It's really serious. Isn't it serious, Mom?
Girl, if you don't go ahead because it's already late and you interrupting.
Okay, I had a track meet, right, y'all? And I won 4 medals. My track meet was yesterday. I got them today at practice. I never ran track before. That was my first ever meet. And I got 4 medals. Bye. Congratulate me on my way out.
Everybody saying congratulations. You are running, you a track star.
Thank you.
Oh my god. I need to like really go back. Like one day when I get my own video editor, I'm gonna have them go back through all of my videos and just cut out Cammy's little tidbits or whatever, come out her little and just make a compilation. Listen, yesterday was her first track meet. Cammy, so Cameron is an athlete. Like she is an athlete through and through, right? And she's been a cheerleader this entire time. This was the first time that she's done another sport. And so track has been a thing. So yesterday was her first track meet. She only had a week of practice before their first track meet. And she was super duper duper nervous. She was really, really nervous. Cameron is very, very hard on herself. She has very high expectations of herself. I do not put these expectations on her. I honestly don't really care. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, you did it. Like, I get excited when she wins second place. Second place is not good enough for her. She gets extremely upset. She is very competitive. She does not like second place. She wants to win. She does not like to fail. If she fails, she is going to push herself. She is going to do the things to get better. She is going to master the skill. She is like, that's just her brain. So yesterday, she's never done this before and she's out of shape. So, she's doing the races and everything. And I told her, I said, your goal needs to be to finish the race, right? It's not necessarily about winning. You've never done this before. Like you're competing, you're 14, about to be 15 years old in a couple of weeks. You're competing against people who have been doing this since they were 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They got years of training, right? So I told her, I compared it and I said, because she was super, super nervous and really in her head about it. Like, I didn't have enough time to practice. It's like, well, Kim, you've never done this before. Like, so I explained to her, I said, you've been doing cheer since you were 6 years old, so you got it. You've mastered many skills. You know how to do the things. I said, so what would you expect of somebody who's only been training for a week? Would you expect them to be like you, to be, to have all of the skills that you do? And she was like, no. And I said, exactly. Right. So I said, so I need you to change your mindset. I need you to change your mindset. I need you to have fun with this. This is your first one. So let this be, yes. Let this be your benchmark. This is your first one. So then by the end of the season, you'll be able to say, oh, I progressed, right? So she finished, I want to say like her third race. And she came and sat next to me, and I'm all like, yeah, 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 you know, all excited. You know, I got my hand up for a high five. She completely fucking ignored it. She sat next to me. She looked straight fucking ahead. She didn't look at me at all. She just sat next to me and she looked straight. She said, I'm too competitive for this. I'm too competitive for this. I'm too competitive for this. I want to win next time. And then she just like got up. And I was like, okay, girl. All right, you know. But that's her, you know. That's her. She is very competitive. She hates to fucking lose. Like she hates to lose. Coming in second is not good enough. Like she's like, I'm too competitive for this. I'm too competitive to not win, you know, and not to put in the effort, right? So, you know, I'm glad that she got her medal. She's very, very excited about that. And see, I'm not necessarily as pushy, but I'm a little old school. I don't like P trophies. I don't like just because you participated, you get a trophy. Because you didn't do anything. All you did was show up. And like when you're playing a sport, that's not, you lost. Like there is a winner and there is a loser, and you lost, and you don't get anything if you lose. That's just me. Like I don't know. I'm old school with it. So when they was when they were handing out their medals or whatever, I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I said, I hope that ain't no damn P trophy. I'm gonna be mad if that's a P trophy. Cause I don't like P trophies. And Cammy know I don't like P trophies. Like it's cool. Like it's cool, it's fine. Like, you know, you got it or whatever. But I remember when she got her first P trophy, and I was like, you know, that's great. I said, because she's like, I got a medal, I won. And I was like, well, actually, you didn't win. I said, you didn't win. That's okay. I said, but this is just to show that you participated. I said, the winners either got first, second, or third, or fourth. You know, I explained. But I was like, this just to show that you participated. And that's cool and everything, but you didn't win. And next time you have to, you know, work, you have to work a little harder, or you know, you and your team, right? Because cheer is a team sport. So I'm like, you and your team, y'all have to do something different. Y'all gotta work harder. Y'all gotta, you know. So I explained to her, because I'm like, P trophy, like it's cool and all little memorabilia, but that doesn't mean anything, you know. So I had to explain that to her, because I'm definitely not like, well, no, now see, okay, now I just said that one thing. Okay, I feel like now compared to other parents, how other parents be, I just like, I'm still gonna say you did a great job. I'm glad that you did your best. Like that's me. Have you ever met a cheer mom? And I'm talking about the cheer moms that do their hair. They put their hair in the same fucking ponytail with the same bow on competition day. Those cheer moms. Have you ever met them? They're nuts. They are crazy. And they are crazy. Like they are great. They are crazy. Like, okay, like I got my little shirt and everything. It's like I got my little shirt and stuff. And I'm going to cheer and everything. I'm going to cheer for you. I'm going to scream to the top of my lungs and all of that. Them cheer moms wish that they could be on the floor. Okay. Okay. But now, see, I honestly feel like it's Coach D. Because this is funny that you even bring that up. Cammy watched Coach D. She watched Abby Lee. She used to watch Cheer, the show Cheer with the Great White Sharks. That was just a Canadian team. I think they're up in Toronto, but they're like they're global. They do international competition. She watched that. Like, so, and she's been watching that stuff since she was little. She loves it. Like, child, I remember the first time, and no shade, I commend these moms for doing it, because I wouldn't have been able to do it. But it was one competition where they had like what's it called? I forgot what it's called, but like, you know, they weren't competing, but they had a mom cheer team. Like it was a cheer, like they did a routine, and it was moms. Now, no shade to them. They did a great job. But baby, you at your baby's competition doing this. Get in the stands. Okay, listen. I was like, y'all really in here doing this. Y'all be practicing when they be y'all be at practice too. Exhibition. That was the word I was looking for. An exhibition. Oh my god. I just be like, now you just don't. Like, we're old now. And we have our lane of things that we can compete in for us. Like, we have our things that we can compete in. And like, just there's certain things that you do age out of. Like, you do age out of. You age out of it. I know that we tell people, or people tell you that you can do it all. But like, sometimes you just gotta you have to let the younger ones do it. You just gotta let the young people do it. Just let the young people have it. And they have different kind of bingos now. They have different kind of bingos. They have different kind of bingos now, for us, for our age, for our age group. Okay, my back was hurting. Yeah, like they have trap bingo. Yeah, and drag bingo, like they have, other bingos and stuff. Like Shanice is like, we not doing this. But they do have trap. I know they have trap bingo. Exactly. Like, come on. You can win a scooter. You can win a basket. There's things. There's prizes and stuff. It was a lot. It was definitely a lot. Okay. No, I won't be doing that. We won't be doing a virtual bingo. We won't be doing that. It's because I would be like, this ain't competitive enough. Oh my god. I'll be like, okay, y'all, what y'all want to do now? T9. T9. High Priestess. Tarot. All right. Anywho, see how we getting sidetracked. It's too late to get sidetracked. All right. Let me get through this egg on read. I need some water. Cammy came all the way up here. She ain't bring me no water or nothing. She ain't bring me nothing. She just wanted to show off. No, I'm proud of my baby. I'm proud of her. I told her, I said, when you come, I said, we're going to come back to the States. I want you to take advantage of it all. I want you to do it all. Like, we take our freedoms as Americans for granted. We take our access to things for granted. It's like the rec center got hella stuff. Thank God. Again, shout out to Brandon Scott for that. um, because the kids have something to do. They do. All right. So, okay, let's get back to the reading. Um, yes, okay. Many downloads, the high priestess, many downloads, many insights. Third eye is going to be very, very strong. But the insights and the downloads and your intuition is coming through because you have been asking the question, where do I go now? Where do I go from here? Those of you who are entrepreneurs and very business minded, because of what's going on with the tariffs, your mind is ablaze. Your mind is on fire right now. You are really, really trying to think of ways on how you can take advantage of this time. I had been telling you all, and I told you all that that business is going to boom, and I'm starting to understand why. Okay, I know, Jackie, right? Thank you so much. Remember when she was so tiny? Remember when they were little? Remember when you and Gray didn't even have the kids yet, and remember when we went to the waterfall and it was just so little, her and Sophie. Oh my god! But anywho, so yes, I've been talking about how business was going to boom and business was going to yes, um business was going to flourish. And I'm starting to understand, getting a little, you know, understanding of why that may be. And even with this stuff with the tariffs and all of that stuff, just well, I will I will Willpower Wednesday got it last week. We did a collective general reading. I'll make it available in the Patreon. I just got to do a little editing in it. But I will make it available so that y'all can see, because I asked the question because I just was curious. What is it that we need to do so that we can stay ahead of the game and we can be prepared? And those of you who are business minded and entrepreneurial, you are really going to be getting a lot of ideas on how you can use this momentum and how can you use this time in our society to come up. Okay. If you are planning to move, if you are planning to move, if you are planning to move, um, uh, get a new job, leave your job, or anything like that, you're going to be getting a lot of information on what your next step is. But what I'm hearing Spirit say is that you're going to get the information, but the action that you're going to have to take is, I feel like it's touching my back. Um, the action that you're going to have to take is a risky one. Okay, it's one that makes you a little teeny tiny bit nervous to do, but I think with the information that you get, those downloads, those insights, it's going to make you feel better about taking this risk. Okay, about, it's like, okay, like, I really feel like this is a good time for this right now. I really feel like this is it. I feel like it just kind of feels like I need to do this thing over here. And it feels like if you are leaving your job, it feels like there's also not just a job change, but an entire industry change. You might be looking into sales, you might be looking into financial technology, you might be looking into transportation. Right. They're saying when they say sales, they mean all types of sales. Um, Healthcare. You know, you know what keeps coming up regularly? Private health care. Private health care, and not private like a private insurance. And I've been saying this specifically, like, if you are a nurse, if you are a doctor, offering your services privately. So it's like a private practice, but you might not necessarily have a building, might not necessarily have partners. You are doing this on your own. You are offering your services. It's like, oh, you need a prescription, or you need like, and not on some like back door, like not something back door. It's, I am a nurse and I can offer you these services for this amount straight through me. No insurance, no none of that. And it feels reasonable. So maybe for instance, a doctor's visit is maybe you're right. They're saying like instead of paying for the insurance too, the insurance plus the copay, it's like you're just paying the copay. Now I know in America we gotta have insurance or whatever, but it just kind of feels like you are, for whatever reason, the middleman, which is the insurance person, the insurance is getting cut out. So I don't know if you practice medicine, if you are in the healthcare industry, if you're in the wellness industry, it's going from you going from being in some sort of practice. Maybe you work in a hospital, maybe you already work for a private practice, but you aren't a partner, you just are working for them, or you work under somebody else's establishment. You are becoming independent, and you are choosing your own lane, and you are choosing the your own specific medicine that you want to offer. I'm saying medicine, not just in the westernized sense of medicine, but medicine as the things that heal. Okay, so if you are someone who offers something in the medical wellness space, then you need to really be keeping your eyes and your ears open at what that opportunity looks like for you. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily feel like, if you're somebody who this is news to you, then this isn't something that happens right now this second. This is something that has been brewing. If this has already been brewing for you, then it's happening as now. Like it's a now thing. Like you're getting things together in the spring, and then summertime you might be opening up your book or something like that. Or you're letting people know or something. Just as an example. You do your own timeline. But just as an example, it feels like right now you're getting the go. Like you're getting the go. You're getting the go ahead, okay? Those of you who practice law, are in the criminal justice arena, if you're in the what's it called, law enforcement, if you're in the military, if you work for the government and things of that nature, again, you are going to be, if you are working under some sort of entity or something, you might be staying under that entity, but you are taking the skills that you have learned and you are applying them to doing your own thing. Like, listen, I'm loving this reading because for years I've been telling people, like, please make sure that you have your own income that you can control. So I'm loving to hear that Spirit is saying to you that if you are thinking about going out on your own, this is the time. If you are thinking about creating something for yourself, this is the time, okay? If you are in education, if you're a teacher, I'm loving us going through the industries. If you are a teacher, if you're an educator, you during the pandemic, I spoke a lot about those first 2 years, those first 18 months, 2-3 years. I spoke a lot about teachers leaving the school systems and creating their own schools. They're creating their own homeschool collectives. They are creating community schools. So which it used to be, right, but it's giving more so like a schoolhouse. Okay, like a schoolhouse where the classrooms are a little smaller, and it's a collective of children or a collective of families. Okay, that becoming a very real thing. So if you are an educator and you're getting little you're getting little downloads about that, you're getting some information, you're hearing some little whispers, please lean into that. Okay. Our society, even though change is hard, and change is hard, and it's not gonna feel great at first, but our society in America is absolutely changing. Okay, it's changing, and yes, it feels very it feels really reactive. It's a slow burn, but it's a reaction. The government is doing things, as we know, right? And it feels like the people are reacting and saying, you know what, we're not going to wait for the government anymore to get to this and tackle this. We're going to handle it right now. We're going to do it right now. Okay. I'm also hearing something about, like, we have public libraries, but I'm also hearing something about public private libraries. So, maybe this is a, I'm getting chills with this one. Maybe this is a mobile library. Maybe this is people creating spaces and saying that this is a library. It's private, but it is public. So you can come and you can borrow books. You can, but you must bring them back, right? They have their own system, right? So it mimics the public library, but it's not public for, by the state or whatever. This is something that yes, like, and honestly, if y'all go, I just started doing some volunteer work in Baltimore City schools, and quite frankly, if y'all go into some of these school libraries, I have never seen anything like it in my life. And as someone who is an avid reader, I love to read, I love books. I was a library kid. I was absolutely a library kid all through my life. I was used to get so excited about going to the library. I would leave the library with so many books. I would have to always bring a bag so I could put all of my books in. Even through high school, me and my friends, we had an official, unofficial book club, and we would trade books in high school. That's where you could find me after school, okay? Unless I was in some nigga face. But that's where you could find me, at the library, okay? And in college, I used to go downtown and go sit in the Barnes and Noble. You could find me sitting in an aisle of Barnes and Noble all fucking day just reading, okay? I am an avid reader. Okay. Yes. Come on, Dewey Decimal System. Your girl knows how to use it. I used to really, really love the library. So even in school, like, I used to love going to the library. That would be my favorite thing. Like, yes, we get to go to the library today, and I get to go check out a library book at school. But going to the library now, and I'm going to some of these schools and stuff, even the high schools, and I'm like, where are the books? Where are the books? Why does it look so empty in here? It looks empty. Empty. Completely empty, like scarily empty. Like, did somebody rob the library of the books? Where are the books? Where are they? Like, I'm at this, I go to a school here locally, and I volunteer and teach kids how to read. And the library is sad. I didn't even know that that was their actual library. I thought that it was just a room for me to, like, where the volunteer work happens or whatever, and like, this is their collection of, like, books and stuff. What I remember being in elementary school was like a library, like a miniature public library in a school. That's what it looked like to me. This is something else, because it's not shelves and shelves of books. There's no computer in there. It just is sad. And I know that this school isn't the exception. So it just really breaks my heart. Um, but with that being said, we might see private public collections of books being available, and people being able to go to a space and read or borrow books, listen to books. There might be some sort of programming. So if that's your thing, or if you know somebody who does that type of work, please encourage them to continue to do so, okay? Because we might end up seeing a lot more of it. So it feels like this week, what I'm gathering from what the message is that that there is a lot changing all at once, and it is causing people to pivot in a similar way to 2020. Okay. And for some people, it's going to be uncomfortable. For others, they're going to be able to ride it and say, "Oh my God, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for the moment where I would be able to," even for government workers, right? I was waiting for the moment to be able to quit the government and get paid and figure something else out, or do something else, or go into a different industry, go into a different career. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. So, please be open to that, okay? Be open to the shift. Be careful. Be careful of those questions that we ask. What is my next step? Because I'm hearing spirit say, for some of you, your next step, you won't believe what your next step is. You won't believe what your next step is. When spirit shows you what your next step is, you're going to be like, me? Me? I'm talking about me. What's in my file? Because I think you might have grabbed somebody else's file. What is in my file? That's in my file? Okay. Spirit, you want me to do what? Some of you will be getting that urge to leave the country. Some of you will be getting that urge to move, okay? We are going to be seeing a lot of movement, okay? A lot of movement, a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. And those that are tapped in will be getting those downloads, those premonitions, those thoughts, those ideas of like, okay, this is what I need to be doing next. I know, it sounds crazy, but this is what I need to be doing next. Those of you who did not, and see this is why I'm like, those of you who worked through 2020 and in between 2020 and now, you have been working. You didn't get sat down. You didn't sit down. You didn't get time to rest. You didn't get what other people got. You didn't experience the past 5 years in the same way that other people might have, because you just was going, still doing the same. You're gonna really feel it this year. You're going to feel it this year. Okay. If you didn't have that aha moment, if it didn't, it's just like, like it's gonna happen this year, okay? It's gonna happen. We're moving out of divine masculinity and we're moving into divine femininity. It cannot be avoided. Anything built in ego will fall. Anything built in ego will crumble. Anything. You want a relationship only because of how it looks, because you want your partner to make you look good, or you think it's going to give you some sort of status or something being with somebody. Y'all are going to break up. It's going to end and it's going to be over, because that's not even the person that you're supposed to be with, because you got with them based on ego. Those of you who were able to sit down, you were able to rest, you were able to, have some sort of reprieve. You were able to make that pivot. You were able to really sit with yourself, and you were able to, you were able to go within and you were able to heal and you were able to do some work. You are pivoting. You are leveling up. You know this already. Major change. We're getting the death card. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's major change. There's a rebirth that is happening. Wheel of Fortune. And those of you, yes, those of you who have been questioning, what is my purpose? If you don't know what your purpose is by now, you are going to learn this year. You might even be getting little glimpses this week, okay? If you've been asking yourself, like, am I aligned with my purpose? Am I working in my purpose? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing, God? The confirmation is yes, okay? But in order for you to move forward, I'm hearing Spirit say you're not going to be able to move forward without moving in purpose, without moving with intention. It just won't work this time, because if you do so, you're just going to be going in a circle. So there is this, for a lot of people, they're going to call it different things, right? Which we know that, it's just language, right? And people use different words to explain certain phenomena. So for some people, it's going to be about manifestation. For others, it's going to be about law of attraction. For others, it's just going to be luck. For others, it might be um it might be they might believe it's coincidence, but it's not. It's like, no, you kind of set it up like that, bro. Like, you were always meant to be. For others, it's fated. And it's a part of their fate. They knew that they were gonna come to this point in their life, right? So, just know that there is no mistake. Okay, the universe is working in your favor in a way that I think will just really surprise you. Okay, I think there's just a lot of big surprises. They're good surprises, but surprises nonetheless. And some of them won't feel good in the moment. I'm gonna be honest. It might not feel great in the moment, but when it's all said and done, yeah. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming out with the Ten of Cups. So, even money is gonna look different. That's why I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I think they somehow, some way, they're gonna be injecting this economy so people can spend money. So people can make money and people can spend money. People, when I say that, I told that to somebody, and they're like, "But where's the money gonna come from?" The same place it always comes from. They just gonna be hitting buttons. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Send. No, it's not that easy. I know that's not how it works, but they gonna make that shit up. This month is gonna feel really, really fast. Okay. Really, really, really fast. So take your time. I also see where, if you're feeling right, exactly. If you need to take space, if you need to take time to yourself, honor that. Okay, honor that. I got the Hermit card here. Honor that. If you are one who usually receives downloads pretty easily and really well, it might be a little challenging for you this week for whatever reason. If it is challenging for you this week for whatever reason, take space for yourself. Okay. You might just need a moment to just be with yourself for a moment. So whether that's, maybe waking up a little bit earlier just to have, just some quiet time, just your ancestors and spirit. Or maybe you need to go to a park, or maybe you just, sit in the car a little longer before you go in the house just for a moment, or before you go into work just for a moment. Just take a little time just so you can sit with yourself, okay? Maybe you need to sit in some grass, okay? And ground. Take your socks and your shoes off and feel the earth underneath your feet. All right, y'all. That's the message for this week. I hope that resonates with you. If it does, please make sure that you like, and subscribe. Wow. All right, y'all. I'm not going to do any card pulls. I'm going to save it for the after show. I'm going to head over there in a few minutes. I'm going to run and get some water, and I will meet y'all in the Zoom. You can join us. Patreon.com/ConjureXCoco. Patreon.com/ConjureByCoco. The link is in my channel. Bye.